At Chipotle, the goal of every restaurant and every restaurant general manager is to become a restaurateur location and a restaurateur. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I believe I am because my friend told me I was. And to do that, the manager does that by creating a team of top performers who are empowered to achieve high standards. That's probably the 47th time you've heard that on my channel, and it's not going to be the last. But let's go over what that means. Individually, let's go over what manager means. Person in charge. Restaurateur. Person in charge of the restaurant. Person who runs a restaurant. Person who runs multiple restaurants but isn't a chef, per se. They could be a chef, but now they've moved from being doing the cooking to doing the manager shit. Like the payroll, the budget, the food and nonsense. And they have a chef to do the cooking. Though that's really, it's a gray area too. Creating a team. You hire people, you fire people, you make them get together. There's a team. It's exactly how a team works in anything. You get a bunch of people together, you train them, and boom, you have a team. It's like, for example, the Golden State Warriors right now might be considered the greatest team ever assembled in NBA history with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, and whoever's going to play the 5. Even if Draymond plays the 5, whoever's going to play the other position that Draymond's leaving, they're still... And they did that by getting a bunch of people together. Excuse me. Now, of obviously means of. Top performers means people who are the best at what they do. In that previous example, the top performers on the Warriors would be Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant. Previous 3 NBA MVPs, including the only unanimous NBA MVP. So, cool, got that? People who are the best at what they do. Empowered. That can mean a lot of things. In fact, I'm going to read the definition of empowered from the dictionary on dictionary.com in a minute when it loads. Which you're going to find that it doesn't mean the same to Chipotle. Empower, verb, past tense, empowered, past participle, empower, was also empowered. Give someone the authority or power to do something. Authorize, entitle, permit, allow, license, sanction, warrant, commission, delegate, qualify, enable, equip. Second definition, also a verb. Make someone stronger and more confident, especially in enjoying their life and claiming their rights. The example is like the Black Lives Matter movement, civil rights movement, gay marriage movement, stuff like that. Synonyms: emancipate, unshackle, set free, liberate. No, to Chipotle, it means you're empowered to tell someone else what to do and not do anything. Which, yes, to delegate is that, but also when you delegate, you also take some of the responsibility on yourself. To Chipotle, you're empowered to tell other people what to do because it needs doing, and you don't feel like doing it, which makes the restaurant a race to the bottom, really, to see who can be the biggest asshole. Whoever the biggest asshole is becomes the kitchen manager, the service manager, the apprentice, the general manager, the restaurateur. It just keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up. High standards. Well, if you have the best, obviously the standards are going to be good. The best example of high standards I can think of that people would know is Gordon Ramsay, which we're a fast food joint. We serve burritos with like 50 ingredients total in the whole fucking menu. There's not really a way to fuck it up. Like, okay, there was a human error the other day. Some food got spilled on the floor. We remade it for the customer and cleaned up the mess. That's a human error. Chipotle doesn't employ robots yet. Which actually will lead me to my very next video, the one about their author series. Where, well, there is not a single Latin American or Mexican American author in the series. That's for the next video. Well, they did that, and we did that. We cleaned it up. We got the customer taken care of. Food gets spilled on customers in restaurants daily. I've had food spilled on me at diners, at sit-down restaurants. Even at my aunt's wedding, I had food spilled on me. It was an accident. It happens. But Chipotle, they want everything to be perfect all the time. They don't want you to make any cheese fall on the floor. They don't want you to give a customer 4.1 ounces of guac or 3.9 ounces of guac or of anything else. Of course, they probably missed the lab in 10th and 11th grade chemistry and physics classes where you learn about this principle in science called the inaccuracy of measurement, where every measurement will have a variation of a certain amount, and then your first couple measurements are done to figure that out so that when you weigh something, your result isn't 299 kilograms, it's 299 kilograms plus or minus 0.01 kilograms or something like that. Now, with us talking on a scale of ounces and not nearly a quarter ton, you're going to have a bigger percentage variance. So some customers get more, some customers get less. They're especially picky about what they call their critical 7, which is the 6 meats and guac. Now, the 6 meats are chicken, which is chicken, steak, which is steak, carnitas, which is shredded pork, barbacoa, which is a shredded beef, sofritas, which is like a tofu. I'm sorry, there's 5 meats. Sofritas, which is like a tofu, it kind of tastes like really spicy buffalo chicken, actually. I couldn't put my hand on it the other day when I ate it, but it tastes like buffalo chicken. And then, yeah, carnitas, barbacoa, sofritas, chicken, steak. Then the 6th ingredient is guac, which they charge extra for unless you get a veggie bowl or burrito. And the 7th ingredient is actually, of all things, cheese. Because cheese is expensive because it comes from a cow. Even though you can get a gallon of milk for $1.50, you can get a pound of cheese for about $2 at the local grocery store. But because of their antibiotic and GMO-free stance, they can't get cheap cheese, just like they can't get cheap beef. Although you'll remember a couple years ago when they served conventionally raised beef. Which is fine. I mean, you can do whatever you want. I mean, but there's no reason for a chicken burrito to cost $8. There's no reason for a steak burrito to cost nearly $9. There's no reason for a cheese quesadilla to be $6. A cheese quesadilla is literally $6. Why? I don't know. All it is cheese and a flour tortilla. That's all I can think of on creating a team of top performers who are empowered to achieve high standards for this video, but I think I have another one coming up. Hope to see you next time on the channel, and if you haven't already, subscribe.